guys, I am back with another process video. This is an 8.5 by 11 page, and what I'm going to be doing with this first is I am going to take this little score pal and add some lines to this. And basically the purpose of this is just to add some texture to the background, and I wanted just to have, instead of the plain paper, something with a little bit of interest to the background. So I'm just putting some lines in, and you're going to see that better when we go to the end when I'm showing you kind of the close-ups, so you can kind of see how that ended up turning out. So right now I am taking this punch, and it looks kind of like one of those brackets. I'm going to add that to the bottom, and then I'm going to add a piece of scrapbook paper on the bottom, again just to give some more interest in layering and texture. And this kit is from Scraptastic Kit. It's a very old kit. I don't believe Scraptastic does scrapbook kits anymore, and I absolutely love this one. This was a summer kit, and it was probably one of my favorite kits that I've ever received from them, and I really wanted to use this up. That's the strip that I'm going to be using on the bottom of the piece of paper. And then I'll just use my grid lines on that black mat to line everything up. So I just do that to make sure I have a full 8.5 by 11 when I'm done. And I believe I fast forward, yeah, because you don't need to watch me doing that, but that's basically what I did, lined everything up with that grid paper, or grid line on the mat. So this is a photo of my daughter in the pool. I absolutely love scrapbooking pool photos, normally because they turn out so good. The blue color is really, really pretty, and they come up so nice and clear because it's usually sunshiny, and they always turn out great. So I definitely like to do pool photos. I'm gonna mat this little photo. I think it's a 4x4. I ended up cutting a 4x6 down. I'm going to mat it on one of the pieces of paper from the kit, and then I'm going to use my ruler to tear a lot of these pieces. Instead of going through and pulling out my trimmer, I'm just going to tear it on my Tim Holtz ruler. There are two edges on that ruler. One is kind of a rounded edge with metal, so you can use it as a straight edge for cutting, and the other one is kind of a flatter, sharper edge, and I use that sharper edge to do my trimming. So I have lots of little scraps left from this pack of paper. I'm just going to use those little strips here and there to add some layers to this cluster by my photo. And again, I like the texture also of ripping it. It doesn't tear it as much as like tearing it by hand, and it doesn't do it as much as if I use a distressing tool, but just gives a little bit of a fuzzy edge and just gives something a little bit more exciting to look at than just the straight cut edge. The Soak It All In also came in the kit. It was just a part of a cut apart sheet, and it's just 3x4. And what I'm basically going to do is continue to layer up all these little bitty bits and pieces, and then once I have these layers down the way I like it, then I'm going to go through my embellishment pack and pick out different embellishments that I'm going to use on the layout as well. And from this kit, it was all mostly, I think it was crepe paper was most of the kit. I believe there might have been some Pink Fresh Studio in here, I'm not quite sure. But all in all, I really, really like the whole line of papers and everything that came in this one this month. And it came with a lot of embellishments too, so that's always fun because then you can do a lot of layering with the different embellishments. So I'm not going to bore you with watching me glue this all down, so I have it all set the same way. It just is glued down with my ATG gun. And now I'm going to outline all of the layers with this yellow Stampin' Up! Marker. Again, I just felt like some of the pieces looked like they were a little plain and they needed a little extra, but I didn't want to do anything real harsh with a black pen, so I'm just taking the yellow marker and then outlining all the little pieces with that. And I think that gives it a nice little touch and kind of frames in some of the elements that I have here. So now I'm going to look through my embellishment pack and figure out some stickers. I'm going to use some of these labels. These are from October Afternoon, and I'm going to cut them apart and use them in different places on the layout. Again, just more as layering elements, something different. And I really love October Afternoon. I'm really sad that they're no longer in business, but I do have quite a bit of their collections in my stash. Now I know these October Afternoon stickers are cream base, but I think they end up working out well even though most of my layers are white. I think it just gives an extra color, and I think it's fine. It's just a good base for some of the embellishments that I'm going to be adding onto the page here in a couple minutes. So as I'm looking through this label sheet and trying to figure out what else I want to do, I just wanted to say thank you guys for joining me again, and thank you guys for commenting and giving me thumbs up and things like that on my December daily videos. I really appreciate all your input and your feedback. It helps me know kind of what you guys are liking and what you're not liking, so I really do appreciate that. And I was getting a little tired of the December daily. I wanted to mix it up a bit on the channel, so that's why I'm doing this page, just to give you some variety. I think sometimes it gets a little old doing the same thing over and over, so I wanted to make sure I provide some different content for you guys today. These are the awesome die cuts that came in the kit. There are so many. I'm going to look through a bunch of them and just keep layering them until I feel like I have enough layers on the page. I love the sticker sheet here on the right hand side. I believe that one is the crepe paper. The top of the strip was cut off, so I can't quite remember, but I believe it's crepe paper. And then these I think are Simple Stories cut aparts, or I mean sorry, die cuts. I really like Simple Stories. I think those are really good collections. I like how everything kind of blends together, and it usually works well with a lot of the pages I do. So that's probably crepe paper and Simple Stories are some of the brands I really enjoy using. Now I'm just trying to figure out something to layer down on the bottom piece, and I was thinking about that sun die cut piece that is that glittery gold, but I end up not using that. I've decided the glitter was just a little too much and I didn't really want to make it real glittery on this page, but I am going to use some of this wood veneer. This also came in the kit. I think these are exclusive wood veneers, and I'm going to use a little anchor and then the word splash. I believe I'm also going to end up sticking in there in a little bit. I think I took it off, but I think I put it back on. I'm trying to remember now. So I'm just going to continue looking through these die cuts until I find something that I like. And then these are some more Simple Story die cut pieces. And sometimes I find it hard. When you have a lot of embellishments, it's always a good thing, but then when you have a lot of embellishments, you also have to figure out which ones you want to use. So sometimes it takes a bit of time to go through all the different pieces to find what you really like for the layout, but that's okay. I'd rather have the option of having a variety of things to choose from than not to have enough and then struggle to fill in the page the way I like it. So I really like how this is looking right now. I'm going to look through these little labels. There's some labels and some other like kind of journaling spots, and I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything else I want to add. Now I'm just going to try to tuck this little yellow and white ticket in. I am going to end up putting it in the top right hand corner of the photo, just again to add a little bit more base and layering to what my little strips are up there already. And after I do that, I'm going to continue to look through these die cuts and try to find out if there's anything else I want to add. I think I need something else at the top of the layout, so I'm going to kind of look through some of the longer pieces and see if anything's going to work up there. But ultimately, I decide that I like it the way it is. So now I am going to, or at least the top part, now I'm going to continue on that bottom part of the layout. I really wanted to bulk that section up just a bit more. And so I'm going to keep going through and adding a few more pieces in that bottom piece. I did add that yellow label. And after that, that's pretty much all I'm going to do with the die cuts. So I'm going to pull out some wood veneers, and I have some stars. I believe these came in were in my stash. They weren't in the kit. And I just want to add a little bit more here because I added that wood veneer anchor. I just felt like I needed a little bit more, and I wanted some more texture and dimension. All the die cuts and things that I was adding were all flat. So having the wood veneer stars just add some more texture and pop off the page, and I do like that. What I usually do is I'll start with my flat elements like my die cuts and stickers and things, and then get those down first, and then I will layer on top of that something maybe more dimensional like flare or wood veneer or not pop dots but enamel dots, things like that. And I think that ends up working out well because you have your flat elements down first, and sometimes too I will take my flat elements and add some foam to them, and that usually is on the top layer as well. So I do all my base first and then add everything down. I'm going to add this pool sticker because it seemed to make sense because she was at the pool, and I like the color. It kind of brings in the soak in it all in words over on the 3x4 card over to the right hand side, and it's the same kind of a font. I don't remember if it was from the same collection or not, but it does end up looking like it goes together, so that worked pretty well. So I'm just looking through this crepe paper sticker sheet, seeing if there's anything else I can add. I really like the sun, so I'm going to stick that up there in the top right hand corner. All right, to finish it all off, I'm going to take some letter stickers and spell out the month and the day in the bottom right hand corner, and it's just going to be July 2016, I think is the year, but you'll see that here in a second. So these are just some mini market stickers that came in the kit. They are from October Afternoon as well. These are some of my favorite tiny letter stickers because they just work really well and they're real cute, and I like this particular font. It looks kind of like a typewriter, an old-fashioned typewriter. I'll get that all down, and it will be the year and the month that the photo was taken, and I didn't know the day, and which was fine. I don't necessarily have to know the exact day. I just wanted to make sure I get the year down. That's really usually the most important to me, to have the year. So that's it. I'm going to show you some close-ups. You'll be able to see the texture of the background that I added at the very beginning of the video. And I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, you enjoyed the process. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will talk to you guys again very soon. Have a great day. Bye-bye.